It's just such a gorgeous lineup of cars. .360 Challenge Stradale. It's about 20 years old roughly. Ferrari 458 Speciale, and it's such a cliche to say that this car is special, but it bloody heck is. You can differentiate it from, for example, the Italia, because they've changed some things on the body. For example, the hood over here. Love the pinstripes on these cars, the pajama outfits, but just how they've changed the bonnet over here. Lightweight bits. It's got fins on the side sills. It really does have a couple of things that differentiate it from the Italia, but then also it has a difference in here because this engine is more powerful. Fitted with a 4.5 litre naturally aspirated V8 engine, also mid-rear base, and I think it is the last naturally aspirated V8 engine that Ferrari placed in one of their road-going selling cars. It's a bit of a pity because it really was an era in which that kind of died. The sound just died. That's what you see here, folks. This is some of the all-time greats. This is where the sound really reverberated through your spine and into your soul. That was very poetic, wasn't it? Sure, goodness. Yeah. So it's a tremendous thing for me to be able to drive this again. Now, we've made a video on the 458 Speciale, and there are quite a couple of more Novitec parts on that car. For example, we do carbon covers for the lights over here, and then blackened out versions over here, blackened out taillights there, or the reflectors at the bottom. You can also have the darkened indicators over here, and a couple of more parts, especially also the lowered suspension. But since this is South Africa and the roads are a little bit less gentle to the cars, I also understand that we keep the ride height just a tad above what we have back at Novitec. So I'm not going to be complaining about this. Normally I can fit my iPhone in there barely, and here you can almost fit half a small fist in there. But that's just how the cookie crumbles. This car has been fitted with a Novitec exhaust system. It is, I'm told, a straight pipe. The only thing that it has are the cats. So it is going to be bonkers loud, this thing. Just brilliant, this thing. That V8 producing 602 horsepower. A very interesting thing at this point in time to mention is that all the time, once we've gone from one car to its successor, the power was always up and the torque was always up, and somehow the rev range was always up. So here maximum power is available at 9,000 RPMs, which is probably the sin I committed in the first fall we made, and people said, why didn't you take it up all the way to 9,000? Well, because I didn't know that's where all the glory happens. But today we will. Maximum torque at 6,000 RPMs. And just keep that in your mind for a second, because pretty soon you're going to see something rather astounding from this quartet of cars. But before we talk any more about this, let's just jump into the performance figures. We're going to have to take this out for a drive as well. 0 to 100 in 3 seconds flat, the top speed of 325-ish, around there. Very excited to take this car out for a drive. So without further ado, let's do exactly that. All right, here we go, back in a 458 Speciale. Oh man, this car brings back the memories when we started with the Supercar Diaries. It was one of the cars that we first filmed. So I'm so excited to be able to take this out. First time I drove it, it was said that I'm not really exerting the rev range, and that I should be doing that. Make thee no mistake, friends, today we will. And this one has got a Novitec exhaust system on it that is apparently rather ludicrous. It's, I've been told, I haven't had a look yet, I've been told by the owner, straight pipe except for the cat, which sounds like what it should be like on a 458. The last naturally aspirated V8 engine, as far as my knowledge goes, that you have in road-going Ferrari. Wow, that is proper 9,000 RPMs, red line. Oh, the acceleration is blisteringly beautiful. 0 to 100, 3 seconds. Top speed, 325. Oh, we got carbon ceramic brakes, of course. Beautiful car. This on this lovely road out here. My goodness, what a proper piece of car this is. Naturally aspirated. Oh, beautiful. Wow. I hope you guys are going to have an absolute ball with that GoPro fixed close to the camera, close to the exhaust, because this car, it is screaming all the way to 9,000 RPMs. Maximum torque, 6,000 RPMs. It's all about being up there in the charts. And it is a special occasion. Wow. All right, let's turn around and enjoy this road going back as well. Extremely grateful to just have beautiful weather to work with. And of course, the owner so generously allowing us to drive his gorgeous quartet of lightweight heavies. Not a racetrack, so a couple of little stones on this road. Oh, beautiful. Thankful for the carbon ceramic brakes. Care about talking too much. Just brilliantness. Absolutely brilliant. What an experience on the Smilometer. I think we're going to have to put it on par with the F430. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the sound? 4.3 up, no sorry, 4.5 up from the 4.3 that we had in the Scud. Scud had a different kind of bellowing noise that really sounded so impressive to me. But this, of course, just a phenomenal noise that this car is making and really chasing up the happiness. And as we said, the Smilometer. So from me, it's a 8.5. And now it's time for that 488 piston. Oh, and now we get into an entirely different category, or like some people say, a category. And that is the Ferrari Pista. This is quite an astounding little view here, won't you say, with the sun rising just behind the mountain. You can hear the Zonbierses in the Fynbos. What dam is this? That's where that noise is coming from, where the water's pumping out. That's about what my heart's feeling like at the moment. we're looking at all these cars. Yo, look at that. Now the pista is where this all comes together. Now some of you probably feel that a part of the heritage has died because we've left the naturally aspirated V8 world over there, and we've come to what we know nowadays that is a little bit on the soft side, not making a lot of noise, but bloody heck is there a lot of grunt in this car. And that's something that I love about this pista. It is just relentless. Yo! But I have a little anecdote concerning that. 2021 felt like it was the year of the F8 at NOVITEC. We churned out so many F8s. I think it was the single most often driven supercar at NOVITEC in the Supercar Diary series of 2021. F8 Tributor from NOVITEC, the F8 Spider from NOVITEC, F8 Enlargo, F8 Enlargo Spider. It was just a whole bunch of things. If you haven't seen that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, feel free to do that. And to some of the cars I mentioned, we might pop up a link in the top right hand side of the screen. But why I'm saying this is that in between all of the F8 madness, somebody said, hey, could you make a video on the pista? And so we did take out the pista, and I thought, oh yeah, let's just do this because, you know, they asked for it. But this car blew my bloody socks off, and I am so excited to be driving this today. So let's quickly just talk about the front. Very aggressive with the air vent pushing up the air in here, creating downforce over there. Then along the side, these vents have moved from the side still over here to the from the flank rather to the shoulders, optimizing airflow, and then here at the back now down from 4.5 liters 3.9 liter twin turbocharged V8 engine, of course resting down here at the back as well. This is connected to a dual clutch 7-speed gearbox. It is so blisteringly quick, and I think it was with the F430 that they upgraded the software for the gearbox to make it shift even quicker. Funny enough, that software was called Superfast 2 and it changed in 60 milliseconds. By the time we arrived at the pista, it changes in only 30 milliseconds. So everything about this car is ridiculously quick. This engine churns out 720 horsepower. And here's the crazy thing, 770 Newton meters of torque. That means that it has, for the first time of all these four, more torque than it does have horsepower. But the crazy thing about that is where you get it. When we pulled away with the 458 Speciale, your maximum torque was at 6,000 RPMs. The 770 Newton meters you can have all the way from 3,000 RPMs. So the performance on this pista is just really relentless, absolutely relentless. 0 to 100 in 2.85 seconds and a top speed of 340 plus. However, there's something I want to mention to you. This one does have an N-tronic plug-and-play system from us. It's not the top of the range one, so the top of the range will give you 802 horsepower and 898 Newton meters of torque. This one has got about 770 horsepower. The torque, I'm not 100% sure, but it's bound to be very, very brutal, and also has an exhaust system from us that is bound to be extremely loud. So without further ado, let's go out for a drive in the pista. There we go, Ferrari 488 pista. Oh man, by far one of the fastest cars here. And listen to that exhaust system, mother. Gifted this car with a NOVITEC exhaust. Otherwise, the turbocharged Ferrari is just a totally different soundtrack. More of a sort of humming one than you would get from that bellow of the 458 and the 430 Scuderia. But this is good. Giving it a little bit, oh, that little burble is just so attractive. Okay, let's go. 770 horsepower. Yo, that is properly at this stuff. Oh my goodness. So now the red line is not at 9,000 RPMs, but it is at 8,000. I was wondering why I'm out of breath, but you are driving a track-orientated version of a supercar, and this one with 2 turbochargers doing its work. Incredible. Again, grateful for those carbon ceramic brakes. So 770 horsepower, because this one has not the highest output performance module that we fit with these cars. Otherwise it'll have 802 horsepower, 898 Newton meters of torque. But this one is at 770 power. I don't know where the torques are, but bloody hell. You see, all of that comes to you a lot sooner, especially in the torque, where you have all of that at 3,000 RPM. Did you hear that? 3,000 RPM. So you probably have close to 800 odd. Oh, yeah. It's exciting. This car by far supersedes everything that the other ones stand for. It is just an acknowledgement of the glory of technology and the capability of Ferrari and what they're doing here. I'm going to just try and get past these guys. Got to be careful with this not to plant in a corner. Be careful of that lift off oversteer. It is very, very fast, this. Ferrari says in standard form, it'll give you 102.85. But this, well, with that power module, it's definitely a lot more. Oh, that was! It is incredibly quick. I'm superbly fun at that. Ridiculously quick, this is like the back of your hand naughty. Absolutely staggeringly naughty, and what a jolt to drive. Oh man, I'm gonna have to push up the smilometer and this cupcake to 9.5, I dare to say, but that doesn't leave a lot of room open. I know we can talk about the 812 super fast and all that, and that's a fantastic car, but out here, turbocharged, up in the mountains, keeps the power, keeps it pushing. It's riveting, it's exciting. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's just absolutely riveting. Now, I'd like to say a special thank you to the owner of all these cars for having given us the opportunity to drive them. Thank you so much. He doesn't want to be recognized, but he said you can follow him on Instagram. That is at Rosh. I'm going to work on this. Rostafosi. Anyway, I'm going to blend it down at the bottom. Thank you so much to him. Thank you to Marco from Race, who have already worked on some of these cars. Looking forward to doing some more episodes with Marco from Race South Africa in the Supercar Diaries here, South African Special. Thank you so much. If you haven't yet, then please feel free to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.